know people you went to law school with and follow their career. It's good to get to know people in the Bar Association. It's good to have good relations with the people you work with in whatever legal job you're working in. And if you do trial work, it's certainly good to be good to all the people in the courthouse, whether they are the people who sweep the floors or run the machines that, what do they call them, magnetometers that try to keep guns out of the courthouse, to the clerks in the courthouse and the court reporters. The point I'm making is that old saying about you're going to meet the same people on the way down that you met on the way up, and it's very true. I had the opportunity. Washington is home, spent most of my life, adult life there, and when I was an assistant U.S. attorney, I was in the courthouse almost every day trying cases, and then I got a chance to go off on the later foreign service assignments, and I was away from the courthouse for about 7 years. And I thought I'd gone around the world. I thought that the world, the courthouse had forgotten me. I came back with my first trial, and people said, well, it's good to see you back again. And what I take from that is that I had a pretty good reputation, a pretty good character, and people like to see you coming when you've been good to them. So I don't know if that's the exact answer to your question, but let me just say every job I got in my career, aside from being a law professor, is because I knew someone who could help me. And that's why I try to help students now. I knew a couple of lawyers as I was growing up, and one of them was so impressed with me, he thought I'd be good in a big law firm that he worked in. So I got an offer from him. I always wanted to be in the Foreign Service, and I found my opportunity to do that after being in the law firm for a while. The way I got to be an assistant United States attorney, I knew the president of the D.C. Bar Association. At the time, they were looking for people who they thought could, well, I'll be honest, they were looking for people of color who they thought might be good prosecutors, and they thought of me and asked if they could put my name forward. Someone has to put your name forward to become an assistant U.S. attorney in Washington, D.C. And so I said, yeah, sure. I really didn't know that much about the job, but when he told me, well, it's a stepping stone to being a federal judge, I said, well, maybe this is something that I should do. And so I let him put my name forward, and you go through a series of interviews, and they look at your writing, and they see if you've done some trial stuff before, which I had done civil trial stuff. And I got the job. And told you that I was in the Foreign Service for 2 tours before the U.S. Attorney's Office. After I left the U.S. Attorney's Office, they were looking for people to send back overseas, and I went back and talked to some of the people I used to know, and I got into a higher job. I never thought they'd send me to Germany, but it was a good experience.